I used to know a guy named Crunch from Wanganui many years ago. He was really good to us young fellas. He sort of ran a bit of an informal club and used to be a bit of an off license and used to hook us up with bits and pieces. Really nice guy. I hear he's over in Australia now. Good luck to him. I hear his old club's in good hands too. Anyway, it's fucking a nightmare here at the moment. No paperwork, no freights. None of the freights tagged or loaded. It's just crazy. And my truck is not finding the Bluetooth thing, so I got no phone. We're incredibly late, no paperwork's done. So trucking life, you know, it is what it is. Stressing out ain't going to speed the process up, so while I'm here I work for them and I just do what I'm told and wait it out. Okay, interwebbers, we're on the road. We're an hour and a half late. We got my groovy new Speedo thing going on. I really like it actually. Things are situation as normal, you know. It's all a big clusterfuck. But as a truck driver, I'm very aware that I'm just a very small part of a very big logistical chain. And the administrators and the salespeople and the accountants and the management are very, very, very important people, and they do an incredibly good job and a very difficult job trying to keep track of all the pallets of produce that we ship around the country. Must be a huge, huge mission. But they do it without complaining. They do a good job, and there are times when it doesn't always go smooth, and you just got to be patient and just wait out and make sure your truck's good to go. And when these people sort the problem out, then you get your paperwork and you bust your balls to do a good job for them, because without administrators and without management, this truck could run out of gas in 500 kilometers and it won't move. So very supportive and very grateful for having a good administrative team around me. Well done. Big ups to TNG and your admin crew. You're a good bunch of people. And you look after Stacey, alright? Give him another couple of bucks an hour. He's doing a good job. By the way, in case you're wondering, these are my Hunter S. Thompson glasses from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, one of my favorite books. Wow, look at those little horses. Wow, they're tiny little fellas. That'd be so cool. I'd like one of those for a dog. There's a guy at work called Dizzy, and Dizzy told me that the top 10% of working class folks earn around 70 grand a year, and most of those guys and girls are truckers or like very seriously qualified, highly qualified tradespeople. But truckers are making up some of the highest earning blue collar workers out there. It's true that we don't have a life, but then my boy will be 17 in a few weeks, so he thinks his dad's a dick and doesn't really have a lot to do with me anyway, because, you know, teenagers, Roger. And my wife walked out on me back in November, so I don't really have a life anyway. So by choosing to spend that time doing this, I get proportionately rewarded with good money. You know, you might want to think about that. If your kids are becoming more and more independent, and, you know, you're looking for a new career that's a little bit more easier on the body with not so much standing or lifting, or, you know, or maybe you want to get off the tools and get out of the rain, well, you ain't going to lose a lot trucking. And the other good thing about trucking, well, I don't know if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but you know how hard it is for our young people to get a driver's license these days, right? You know, they got to go through all those, you know, drive for 6 months before you can step up to the next class, and there's restricted licenses, and, you know, it's a real process. They turned getting your truck license into rocket science, you know, but at the end of the day, they're easier to drive now than they've ever been. And with it being so difficult to get your driver's license, the older hands are retiring out of the industry faster than what we can train them up and replace them with. And subsequently, this is forcing the hourly rates up. You know, when I started trucking, I was on $10.50 an hour. Well, I'm over double that now. You know, I get more money driving a truck than I do as a qualified carpenter. And all I got to supply for this job is a good attitude and a willingness to work and a overnight bag, as opposed to a pickup truck with $7,000 or $8,000 worth of tools in it. So, you know, trucking, man, you want to think about it. One of the drawbacks with trucking for a career for most folks, especially the younger people, and I totally get it, you know, I mean, I've been a young guy with a wife and a young one at home, and, you know, and I really valued that home time, and I loved every bit of it, especially when I had a spunky wife and a beautiful little son that used to love me to bits before he turned into a teenager and hates me. But, and my wife left me. Oh, no! But anyway, we're moving right along. That's just called life. Moving right along. One of the hard things about trucking for a lot of folks is that, you know, we're out on the road doing it, you know, when everybody else is asleep or, you know, hanging out, spending quality time. So what's the time? It's 7:25 now. You know, everybody's either having dinner with their family, or they're socializing, or they're hanging out at sports practice, or they're in the library, or they're hanging out with their buddies, and you know, they're knocked off work a couple of hours ago, and you know, this is the beautiful summer evenings that we all really value, and you know, and everybody's out either pursuing sports or activities, or hanging with their kids at the beach, or having a really pleasant meal. You know, there's 101 things you can do this time of day, and all the truckies, we're out working. And the reason why we're out working is because for a lot of us, we're just distributing resources, right? And so these things happen in the night, so that when Joe Lunchbox wakes up in the morning, all his supermarkets are restocked, or all his whatever it is you're hauling is good to go. So the hours can be pretty tough, and they can be pretty long. If you're not used to pulling down 60-odd hour weeks at a minimum, mind you, that's line haul, might be different for the Metro guys. When I was doing concrete, because I used to drive a concrete mixer, yeah, 40 hours a week, but even then that was a very early start some days. But you know, apart from the hours, apart from the fact that you're by yourself all the time, and apart from the fact that, you know, like, hello, I won't spend every night at home because I'm in motels or zapping around the countryside, so it's a very transient job. I mean, being a gypsy is a very valuable thing to some people, but they really use you, and you step up and you volunteer, and mate, you do some really hard yards, and you spend a lot of time alone, and you spend a lot of time in strange towns, and you know, you'll be sitting in a diner where you won't know anybody, and you know, sometimes just a smile from a stranger can go a hell of a long way.